Good afternoon and welcome back to Carnation Crafts TV. If you weren't with us this morning, we had a fabulous hour with an amazing launch as always. But if you have just joined us, great that you can be here with us. Hope you're enjoying the sunshine, but you're inside keeping nice and cool, because this is going to be a fabulous hour for you to see that. Now, we have got the most amazing new collection. This is Enjoy Your Day. It's been quite a while since Carnation Crafts have actually done one with numbers and things like that. So it's nice to have a large collection with this, with all the different months in there. You've got the mats and the layers. You've also got Enjoy Your Day, and then you've got all the numbers in there for the month as well. So it doesn't matter if you personalize it for those special memorable occasions like save the dates. It could be somebody's birthday. It could literally just be that you want to do a scrapbooking page or something like that and you wanted to date that. Could be somebody passing their driving test on a special day or getting engaged. This is what it's all about, because a lot of us, we put the sentiments happy birthday, but sometimes we need the numbers. So we've got all of those. You will be getting a lot of metal for your money in this one. It's a special price of $44.99, and this will go back up at midnight, so make sure you jump over to the website. 45% of the stock has already gone already, so please make sure you are checking out those baskets so you don't miss out. Now let's go to the boards. As you can see straight away, these are an incredible size. They're a great size for you to be able to use on tags, fronts of your cards, even on the inside of your cards as well. But if you're making calendars and things like that, this is going to be phenomenal. You've also got the plaques as well, so you can pop the little months onto there, and you can add the numbers on there too. All with the mats and layers, all with that beautiful font, so easy to read and a true classic. Then as we go through, you've then got your numbers with the t's and the ands and things like that, so you've got those in there. You have got the snippability if you want to take them off, or you want to make your own numbers. Like obviously you've got the you've got the 6 there, you've got the 0, so you can alter them. You've also got the mat and the layer there to be able to put the numbers onto, so they've got their own little plinth to give them that elevation and that detail in there as well. So just to show you the metal, look at all of that. If I was you, I would get a magnetic sheet. I would keep this one, punch holes in this so you know obviously visually what you've got, but then I would honestly put those in a magnetic sheet and keep them together, because that is going to be amazing for you to be able to use. Easy to cut, easy to use, but a lot of metal for your money as always. But you know what, there's no better way than showing you with some finished examples as well. So you can see with these, just add in, this has actually been cut out of mirror board, all available on the website, so do have a look. But add in that little bit of detail. You could be doing you could be doing a charity event and you want to send out invitations and things like that. It could be a special, like St. Patrick's Day, you might want to celebrate or something like that. But do remember the very special ones, especially if you are doing wedding invitations. This could be your save the date. Why not mix it up and do something different? You can see with this one, adding that little bit of mirror board, it looks elevated. It looks very, very crisp. You could be having a special party, as we were saying before, so it could be like the 4th of July. You could be doing special events and things like that. But really do think about all those amazing dates that you celebrate, you commemorate, you literally want to remember. This could be your time now to do that. And like I say, Carnation haven't done this for a long, long time. So this really will give you that different feel. And you can see you don't need a lot. This could be like, like a bride's book, and groom, literally on their wedding day. You could have the date on the front and things like that. Enjoy your day for people to sign. So you could use it in so many different ways. It could just be something like on the front of the fridge that, you've made like your own calendars for you and the family and things like that. But look at the elegance it will now give to those as well. But you can see this is a really elaborate collection, and I'm going to obviously be mixing it up with different die cuts that obviously Carnation Crafts do, so I can show you how different you can make your products look. So with this first one, let's start. I'm just going to be using like the sentiment on this one, enjoy your day. And I'm also going to be using the numbers, and I have honestly mixed these up. I've put these together for you this afternoon, and I have had a whale of a time mixing stuff up, so just bear with me. Now, took the basic shape dies that are available on the website. Have a look. These are just like the rectangles that I've used. Always make sure you put a score line in. Just let me grab. I thought I brought it in. I haven't. I've left it. It's all right. It's in the cart. I'm going to put my own score line in. Please make sure when you put your score line in, you use your scoreboard. I'm just going to score that in about 1/4 of an inch on the reverse. I've cut 2 exactly the same, and by doing that, you've always got the right size mat and lay for all your cards. A little bit of wet glue on there just to make this easy. So I'm just going to add a slither of wet glue on there. Less is more, so just remember that. And obviously it dries very quick because it's got a low water content. Have a look on the website as well while you're there for glues and adhesives, because you don't want to do separate orders for your glues and stuff. You want it all there for you. So with the everyday glue, you do get one for every day, and you do get a lot in the pack, so just remember that. I'm using one of the Perfect papers, so using a little bit of this. This is Winter's Light collection. So with this, just have a look. I bet a lot of you have got, I've got glue everywhere now. You have got lots and lots of different Perfect papers at home. So just have a look, and you will find it very easy to mix and match your colours and your designs. So you can see already we've got that elevation, we've got that matte and layer, drawing the eye in. Now, this is where the fun begins. I'll be honest, I've got no idea where this collection's from. Oh, this is from Winter's Light as well, so I did quite well with that. But I have to say, I love the shape of this. It's so incredible. I'm mixing and matching it with obviously the months of the year. You could decorate this for spring, summer, autumn and winter, change the months on it and things like that. You could make a beautiful collection with this. But have a look on the website. I don't obviously know all the names, and I don't go by the names. I just sometimes go by the shape. So there might just be a collection where you just think, oh, I've not seen that before, and you want to use it. So I'm just adding this onto here, a little bit of glue, matting and layering. Remember as well, for all the dies, there is the vignettes available on the website as well, and that's going to give you a different look and feel with that. Now with this, I am going to put foam on the roll on the back because I just want to elevate it a little bit so it sits off the card. This is the one foam on the roll from the Clean and Simple, so use that. Have a look on the website, but it's so easy to do, and I love it because it's easy peel. So let's take this off of here, and you can see straight away that's just going to elevate. So adding this to the center of my cup. Actually, I'm just going to put it offset it just slightly like that. Then I'm going to drop this. I presume this piece is for this as well, so I'm just going to add this as well, because obviously this is all new to me, and our lovely Laura, bless her, she's poorly, so if you've tuned in to see Miss Laura, she will be back with you. I'm just standing in today for her, so she will be back, but she will be very saddened that she's missed this lovely collection as well. I know she will. So let's add some other factors in with this. So let's just start building up. So I cut out the 14th because that's going to be a date, and I'm just going to glue this and put this onto the mats and layers, so this can be drying before we actually use it. But you can see straight away, because you've got that perfect sizing, it doesn't look lost, because how many of us have got circles and things and we've used them and they're the wrong size and it doesn't look right. With this, obviously you can put your numbers in it, but you can also think about if you've got any of the Clean and Simple little stamps, you can bring those in as well, and that will look great. So let's do the same with Enjoy Your Day, and because of the mats and layers, look how well it stands. It really gives it a great stance, and it makes it look polished and finished. So let's just add a little bit of glue with this, and that will then bring this to life. But this is my favourite bit, when I get to come in and mix and match all the different designs together. Give the, a lot of you will have stuff like this on your desk or in a box and things like that. Please get them out. Don't be frightened to just experiment with them, because you'll be surprised how many different designs you can come up with. And like I say, I've got no idea which collection these flowers are from, but have a look on the website. Oh, these are Winter's Light. Oh, I did quite well. I must have picked up. It just sung to me, that did. I am going to mix it up though. I did get this one I've got, but it was really pretty. Going Wild, maybe this one's called. So again, have a look on the website. They are all on there, and your vignettes, but it just adds that little bit of magic, and I just wanted to bring in a few little bits in there. I'm also going to add in this like a little plinth. I don't know where this is from, but we're going to add it in. You've all got lots of bits and bobs, I know you have. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit because I wanted it a little bit like a little window. And I've got this little mouse. So I don't know where he's from, but I've got this little mouse and we're going to use him because he's going to be holding the number. Because I thought if we pop him onto there, and then I can bring the number in and he can be kind of like holding the number up there. Can you see? So it's dressing it and giving it a different look. I like to experiment, so I just thought this was a great one to make it look like he's holding the number there as well. We're going to add in a few different little flowers again. These were just little ones that I pulled out. I know they don't really go with that collection, but that splash of colour works with it. So that's where my thought process was with this as well. So just adding these onto here. But again, doesn't matter what collection you've got, these little tiny, you know, details are all going to work together, and especially because then with our sentiment we can bring this in as well. But look how quick and easy that came together. Enjoy your day. That is what it's all about, and especially with Carnation Crafts, enjoy your day crafting with the new collection that we've got for you. So if I turn this round and you have a little look, look at that. That little mouse is now holding up the little numbers. Enjoy your day. You know, it could be the 14th, whenever, but it's the date that you got married on, the 14th. So that now is going to give you that little bit of excitement to experiment a bit more. And if you have got a lot of the Carnation Crafts mice, they can be holding it, they can be, you know, hugging it, they can be doing lots, or even sat on top of it. You know, you can change it with the style. But you will need this special collection. This is Enjoy Your Day 250511 on that one. Now, let's do another little demo, shall we? So let's put this down because I've rustled up some different ones for you. And I want to show you as well that you can use them in different ways, and especially this one. I played about with this one a little bit to show you. Again, it doesn't have to be the main feature. It doesn't always have to be about the words, but the, you know, like the numbers. And yes, I may have cut the 14th again, but it was the one that I picked up. So what I've done this time, we're using the squares, so your basic square dies, which I know a lot of you have got. So I wanted you to get those back out, dust them off, because sometimes we push them to the back and we start using everything else. But get them back out and start utilising these. So this is going to give you a 6x6 card blank base, and this is going to sit just there. I'm then going to add in, again, Perfect Papers. This is from your Winter Light collection, which has got that lovely lavender lilac tone in there as well. So we're going to add this to the front, and you can see it looks really, really pretty. I love that. So then I've got another bit of your white cardstock. This is I'm telling fibs, 350 GSM. It's a really great weight. This is going to give you that stability on your card and strength. So when you are putting on a lot of embellishments or a lot of the toppers, I would honestly say to you, make sure you've got a good card blank base. So straight away that is, you know, there for you. Now what I've done here is, you'll notice I've taken the circles this time, and I've also got one of the banners. But what I wanted to show you is, we are going to position this on the card this time. And again, it's all about the number. Can you see? So we're going to use it in a different style, in a different way on our card this time. So it's just outside the box a little bit again and giving you a different feel. Now, I've taken some of the flowers again. I've just cut into them. I've cut bits off. I've added bits from other collections. But you do you, because I know this will, because sometimes we do get set in as ways. We do tend to just stick with, you know, the ones collections, but have lots of bags with lots of different bits in it, like I've got here, and just, you know, test yourself and see what you can pull together. And you would be surprised how quickly you can come up with different things. So I've got this one. trellis design because I thought it breaks the space up and it joins the top from the bottom. So that's where my thought process was with that. Then I'm going to bring in this one with a lavender, but I've cut it down slightly because again with this we're going to tuck elements into this as well. So I've got other pieces that were the decoupage pieces, but I'm going to be using these to stick in and look like they're overhanging on the card and the trellis. So just bring those in to give that little bit of detail on there. I'm going to stick that underneath there. And then I've got some other pieces as well. Bring those in. So sometimes you don't have to have lots and lots of pieces of the same bit. It just shows that how easy these mix together, and that's what I really love about Carnation Crafts. You can have different elements and pull them in. So just add in a little bit more foliage here. We're going to add this in, and this will just build this up too. So just add in a little bit of glue. I don't always stick it all down, just leave sometimes a little bit just to manoeuvre and a little bit of play in there, but that works. Then I've got this, which was like little rocks, and I thought we'll have this because I can have my little mice stood on these. So a little bit of glue here. Actually, I'll use a bit of pin flare just so it's a little bit more fuller, but it gives a grounding as well, so it joins the base of the card with the rest of it as well, so you've got a bit more of a flow to it. So sometimes if your cards look like they're floating a bit, that could be something you need to look at. Now let's add a little bit of adhesive to here, so a little bit of wet glue, and we're just going to pop this just here like so, because I just thought it's a different way of showing you how to use it. It will give you then hopefully the inspiration to think, do you know what, it doesn't always have to go one way. You can swap them round, you can add that bit of height and dimension, and it doesn't matter. Let's stick on our little numbers, and a lot of you, you know, you have got your perfect papers and your white cardstock, so it's going to be easy for matting and layering. You just add that tone, pick out the colours that are in. I picked out the colours to go behind with the colours that were in my flowers, so that was because I hadn't got access to all the collections, you know what I mean, of an instant. So I just used what I'd got, but it just shows how quick you can, you know, get your demos together. Because as you know, I wasn't supposed to be in, so we've pulled these together. But within the time that we had, you can make some fabulous cards. And making and selling is going to be so easy with these because each one is going to be really bespoke and really different. So just adding this onto here, a bit of glue gel. But, you know, it could be somebody's sweet, you know, 14th birthday, so I thought we could make that a little bit different. So I've used the larger circles. Again, it just gives it that prominence to it and makes it stand out. Then I've got my little characters here, the little mouse with the other, he's a big mouse, I'm not going to lie to you, he is a big mouse. And then I've got a tiny mouse, his little friend, who's brought him a cake. So we're going to bring this in as well. So just add in the little bit of a cake just there, and then I've got some more of this foliage that I want to just add in just to give a little bit of a floral detail this side, and it just makes it look more decorative as well. So just slotting that in under there, but you can make some great bookmark styles with this one on your cards and giving it a little bit of point of difference. So just bringing that in there, and that's just going to give you that beautiful look under there. Can you see? So that's decorating that. Now we need to join the two because it does look like two separate things. So this is where now you can just add in a little bit of the extra foliage, tucking it in behind, and a little bit at the bottom just there. And those two pieces then, can you see how it joins it all together and makes it all fit in really, really well? So I'm just going to add my mouse and that one. It is a little bit wet, so just bear with me, but hopefully you can see again the number has its own stance. It looks really regal on there, but it draws the eye in. 14th birthday, that will give you that different look on there as well. So a totally different style of card. First one was obviously for weddings or an engagement or something like that. This is just for a special birthday. That could be for a 5th birthday or a 40th or 50th. It doesn't matter. You can add those in. There we go. Now, with this collection, it is the first time that Carnation Crafts have brought you such an elaborate, large quantity of detail with obviously the months of the year and with the numbers too. You're getting the mats and layers in there to make it simple. Even with the numbers, you've got those as well. So you've got an incredible detail for you there. But just as a few extras, as always, in the earlier show, I did mention Cut Tidy, okay? We do it in two sizes. We do the A5 and the A4. For the A5 size with this one, it is $9.99 for that one, and you get a pack of 10. All available on the website, do have a look. But we've also got the A4 one. If you're using larger dies or you want to cut it down, by all means, they're $9.99, so great value. If you're thinking, what is Cut Tidy? Cut Tidy is a special, I'm going to call it a piece of plastic because it kind of is. Now with this, when you put your dies on, it gives it an extra compression. The static in it as well makes it so obviously all the bits fall out a little bit easier, but every single time, it doesn't matter whose die I'm using, which machine I'm using, over the years you will have seen me use this. And when you've used it, it's not a one product wonder. You can use it over and over again, even till it looks like this and it's starting to fall to bits. You can use it and use it and use it. So please don't think you're going to get through this in a couple of days. It lasts us till it absolutely falls to bits, but you can use it as many times. But that will give you that crisp, perfect cut every time, okay? Especially if you've got something intricate or something with a detail. Now, Elevate. I'll be honest with you, I've only ever used this a couple of times, but when you do, it gives you such a 3D format. Now with this is a taster pack. You know, if you're doing like toppers for cakes, or you're just wanting, say you're doing a child's plaque for the bedroom or something like that, or something that you really want density to it, okay? With this, it is double-sided adhesive foam. I'm going to take it out so I can show you. Now with this, what I would tell you to do is, I'm gonna kind of show you. I'm going to be naughty. I'm going to do it because I'm going to take, I have got some bits of cardstock. Right, hang on a minute. Let's just, because I want you to see. Right, let's get a coloured piece of cardstock and I'm going to do this. Is it all right if I cut a piece of this? Right. When you're using this, always cut it while it's got the coating on either side, okay? I'm just going to take a slither off of here. Then hopefully they might let me take this rest of this sheet with me. I'm just saying. Yeah. If I've used it, I've got to keep it. That's my option. Okay, so as you can see, it's like double-sided, but you've got depth to it. Now, with this, what I would recommend you do is just take off a bit at a time, okay? Line it up, and this is where you get all your dies and you do what you need to do. Pop that onto there and take one side off. Leave that on. Whatever you do, leave that on, okay? So then I'm going to cut this away, because if you leave it on when you cut it, your scissors don't get sticky. Otherwise, your scissors will be sticky as a devil, and it's not worth doing it, okay? Let me get my plates out. And what I'm going to do is, let's cut this. Okay, so I have got my Cut Tidy on there. I'm going to take this, but obviously it's quite tough, so remember that. I'm going to pop this onto here, and we are going to run this through, okay? I'm going to do a mat and a layer. Let's do it in that one. And what I'm going to do is just get the other plate. There we are. And let's show you. It's groundbreaking, this is, and it's such a great product. I don't think we showcase it enough, to be honest with you. Oh, hang on. But if you do want that height and that dimension, and I'm going to give the trade secrets away here. When they first launched Carnation Craft TV, and you used to see the wording at the back, the words were actually mounted on a few layers of this. Because when we first started Carnation Craft TV, back in the day with Miss Carla, honestly, it was all built up on that. This is great because if you've got a scan and cut as well, you can put Elevate through your scan and cut. Obviously on the low tack mat, and you do leave both of the yellow sticky sides on, but you can run it through there. Now, I always, just to be double safe, I run it through twice, okay? Because you've got to imagine, it's quite thick. You need to make sure you get a good compression on the cut. And I would say with Elevate, because it's thicker, do that. Obviously, look at your plate system with your machine, but it is such a great product. It really, really is. So just taking this out here, and I will show you. Obviously, it'd be, if you did different colours, that's why you have to need to make sure that your cardstock's covered, because your sticky bits will stick if not. So just putting this on here, obviously I have probably trashed my Cut Tidy because I left the sticky bits out, but it will be fine. I've got some new sheets. So let's put that through. Now, we've got that first layer. Now this on the reverse is now sticky. Okay, so let's take another piece of cardstock, different colour. I can stick this onto here, and if you have got one of the Carnation Crafts alphabet, then that's a bit of Cut Tidy. It's not. There you go. If you've got alphabets from Carnation Crafts and you want to, you know, for a kid's birthdays and things like that, if you want to do, you know, like personal like alphabets and things like that with their names on, that would be great for that as well. So just bear in mind, this is quite intricate, so I've got to give it a bit of a wiggle and a poke out, but you can do it. So then once this comes out, just bear with me, take your time. I'm a bit gun-ho, so I have to steady it down because I get a bit carried away, you know I do. And obviously bits are going to stick together, so just take your time and just ease it out as well, because it is super thick and you've got that fantastic, you know, height dimension on there as well. So just easing this out quite carefully now. Now we're getting near there, bear with me, because I don't want to, because I get a bit, I start pulling bits and then I rip it, and we don't want that. So let's just take that bit off. But you can see I've got these here. You are going to have to poke out the other bits, because like I say, these are all, you know, intertwined because of the foam and the adhesive and the stickiness. But just poke all the bits out, and you can see this comes out really easy. You've just got to work at it, because it is a different kind of product, and because it is raised and it's dimensional, you can see, but it comes out. You've just got to take your time. And I'm not the best at, you know, I'm a bit full on, so as you know. So I'm just going to take this out. I'm going to poke some of these out as well. Probably might not poke it all out, just, you know what I mean, save a bit of time. But I just want to show you how you can then take these out. But if you want height and dimension and you want something extra special, I would honestly say get the Elevate in there. And if you were with us when we did the launch that we did the other week with the utensils, you know, with the spoons and the Perfect Recipe, that would be absolutely joyous to use that to give it a little bit more dimension on there, even for the mice. And if you're somebody that, you know, you just want to cut your letters out and have it in a bolder effect, this will look magic. Can you see? But try not to stuck to miss it, be careful. This then will poke out. I can take this. I'm not going to poke all the rest of the bits out because it's like watching paint dry, but I'm just going to kind of stick this on. Oh, I've got it on upside down Wheeler. There you go. So let's just hover and get this right. And then, but you can see how you can create your own drop shadow. You can make it look a little bit more elevated, and it just looks really fabulous. So can you see, it gives it a real, there you go. You've got dimension, you've got height, you've got all of those there as well. But look how fabulous that now looks. If you add that to your project, that looks like it's like plaster. It looks like a beautiful piece of plaster because you've got dimension, you've got shape, and it's all there for you. Really, really simple to do. So with your Elevate, definitely it is a must. But like you say, I'm trying to do it in super quick time. You will have more time. Enjoy the process with that because it is a great, great project to have. But see, I use something quite intricate, so it will cut through that as well. But I would honestly say to you, cut tidy, run it through a couple of times. That will make it simple and easy for you to do on there as well. We've done 2. Now let's do number 3. Let's bring this in. Gone slightly different shape on the card this time with the beautiful hexagon shape as well. So let's take this out. And on this one, I use the words enjoy your day, because again, this now could be for a wedding card. The first one we used, you know, the number and enjoy your day, but like with this one, I just wanted enjoy your day, so it doesn't have to always have numbers on. You could just use the other parts of it, but such a key handy piece to have. Now I've cut out two, again exactly the same size, which I love. I don't have to hunt round for card blanks and hope that they're the same size. I don't have to cut loads of stuff down to make sure then it will fit the cards. Perfect alignment every time. So just taking my card blank base, we are going to add this in to there and pop that on, and now we've got that shape onto there. Taking one of the extra patterned ones, using our perfect papers, I'm just going to put that on top, but I've left it the same size so the white shines through. I didn't want it so then obviously it hasn't got a background. I wanted it to have a carrier of a background on there as well. If you wanted to add foam on a roll, you could do that as well to give it a little bit of height, but because this has got quite a lot of dimension, I do think this will be great to have on there. So just working this in like so, and that looks really pretty. But again, I picked out different colours from the toppers and the backgrounds and things like that and mixed up the collections. Then we're going to add in a white base again, because then I do feel, because sometimes if you put different colours onto it, you can see it harmonises with it, but it can look too much. By bringing in the white, this will just give you that, you know, like a clean slate, shall we say. It gives you that perfect area and that balance to work with. Now, again, this is from a different collection. It had 4 of them all together on there, but I've just taken this out and used this how I would use it. But you know, you can do whatever you like. So just adding this onto here now, like so, a little bit of height and dimension with our glue gel. So I'm going to add this to there, a little bit of height and dimension. Then I've got the other areas as well, and these are beautiful, so you can either have them separated out a little bit. I'm actually going to work them together because I wanted a little bit more structure behind, so it's got that extra edge, so that's why I've left that one on there. But a lot of you will be screaming saying it goes on top, it goes the other way. Well, I'm sorry, but I picked it up and I've used it this way. But you've got, you know, your license to do whatever you want with it. Get your crafting license out and you craft how you feel it looks best and gives you that design. These are great because, like I say, you can use it as a pocket locket sort of thing, a heart-shaped one. You can do that too. So just building this in, you can see already it's got that drop shadow in there, and that's working well with this. So using that beautiful glue on there that dries clear, this is then just going to stick on to here. That's just going to give it that detail and that lovely look on there. I can slide, I can just move that about a little bit. I've also got my sentiment. I've cut this out in that same beautiful colour, and this is going to sit at the bottom. So we're going to glue this onto here, but again, you could use your Elevate. You know what I mean? There's, you know, you could have cut this out in that purple tone, cardstock like I showed you with that turquoise, and you could actually add this to here very, very simply. But Elevate, if you've got larger shapes as well, it's great for that. But have a look on the website, because the Elevate, just remember, the A4 one is $5.99, and I think that's one of your taster packs. So if you did want to try it, it's a great way of trying it. And remember, Scan and Cuttis, if you have got any of the USBs, you could cut some of them out with the Elevate in your Scan and Cut. So that is a great extra bonus with that product as well. So I'm just moving this along a little bit just so I can stick this down, because I've just pulled that over a little bit. There we go. So we'll just let that dry too. Now let's go back to our card. So I've taken some beautiful flowers that have got that lovely tone on there with that turquoise as well, because I think the turquoise and everything just went so well with that lilac. So adding these in, and I'm just going to turn these around because I want the roses to look like the formation that they've got there. So using the back bit, the trellis bit, as an embellishment, as a base, so that's going to sit there, and then I take one of the extra flowers and this is going to sit there as well. So building it up and using this for decoration and things like that. You don't always have to have all your flowers, you know, decoupaged up if you don't want to. And I always leave a little bit so it's height and dimension there, so they're not flat. Then I've got one of the extra little decoupage bits, and I am going to stick this onto there just to give this bit here, because this is the most focal point on the card, and that is then just going to lift that out. Let's add the little sentiment, and then I've got a few extra embellishments that I'm going to add as well. So again, give it some height, give it a little bit of shape, and that will sit there. But look how pretty. I love the swirls, the flow of the font on there. It does make it look really, really pretty. Got a little tag on there as well. We've got Audrey. Audrey's been in touch. She asked what collection the roses are for. Oh, I'm not sure. So these are from the Heart Locket card shape, Audrey. So if you want to know from there, because we had a lovely lady before, she emailed in the customer services team and was asking about the champagne bottle, you know, the die that we had earlier. So we sorted that out. So if you're never sure as well, just email the customer services on the website, and we've got a lovely new lady who's dealing with all of those. I can't remember her name because I'm terrible at names. Oh, what was Abby? That's it, Abby. Abby on there. I have to try and remember Abby Dabby Doo, because I have to have a word association with people's names to try and remember. There we go. So you can see there. But if you wanted to add a few pearls, a few embellishments, you could add those as well. But it's to give you that insight and that inspiration to think, you know what, I'm going to do different cards today, but still using the incredible designs from Carnation Crafts, but now adding in new sentiments, adding numbers to your cards. And, you know, because we all get to that point where we use the same sentiment over and over again. Let's start stylising it, changing it up a little bit, and giving you a different look each time. Use your perfect papers and little bits that you've got left on your stash. Use every single bit. And especially if you're using your Pro Print paper and you're printing stuff out, you will have little bits left over. Utilise them to that degree. So do you know what? I am going to show you a few samples, because like I say, earlier on we had this one, which was a champagne bottle, which a lovely lady, like I say, emailed into customer services and said, oh, what was that die? I have said to Mr. Mark, I may require this as well, because I just think this card that Janine has done for us is absolutely beautiful. Look how different. Just by taking that off, and then look, by adding it in, it draws your eye straight in, because it's not a happy birthday. It's got a date on it, so you like more intrigue, more excitement, and it's I can't talk. It is remembering those special dates, celebrating them, and giving you that beautiful look. We've also got that enjoy your day, so it could be the day of a wedding, it could be a birth date or something like that, but a date of a birthday or new baby. Let's make our cards even more special. Look at this. We were saying we think this is for Hogmanay, for obviously up in Scotland, but again, you don't see many Hogmanay cards, so this is where you can personalize it as well. And obviously for all over the weekend we had the VE Day Victory. Look at that. Again, if you hadn't got those, you wouldn't be able to put the 8th of May on it. It could be for a scrapbooking page as well. And this now ties it all together with your cards. You may have some of the larger numbers from Carnation Crafts, but you haven't got the months of the year. It might not be something you use every day, but do you know what? When you have got these in your stash and you can pull from them time and time again, this will give you those special dates and times that you need to record through memory books, through memory boxes, and also just celebrating it yourself. These could all go in a box frame and things like that, so you could have that in a box frame and have that to keep. That would look absolutely beautiful. Make and sell with these. You have got that potential to do that, and I definitely would, because these are super special cards for everybody that you know. So let's add those onto there. Like I say, it's an A4 size set of dies. You have got such a lot on there for you to use. You've got the mats and layers, you've got the cartouche frames on there. You've also got as well the circle ones on there. So you've got the first, you've got the second on there, you've got all of those beautiful different designs on there for you to be able to see with those. So now you can take your time and you can add those in. What I'm going to do as well in a few moments is then show you demonstration wise, but head over to the website. The item number is 250511. This is a fantastic price at $44.99, but changes back at midnight. It's a bit like a Cinderella moment. You need to be in it first to make sure that you don't miss out with yours. Now let's bring in the last demo that I have got for you. Now 50% of the stock has gone, so you can see with these over repeats this afternoon and tonight, this is starting to disappear quickly. We're very busy for the off with this, and I'm not surprised because it's slightly different for Carnation Crafts, and it is something that, you know, when you come to it and you need it, it's missing in the market. So in the craft world, this really is a beautiful one to have. Now this time I've gone back to the squares. I wanted to do squares, mats and layers. So what I am going to do, again, put your score line in. Very important. Doesn't matter if it's landscape, portrait, you can utilize those. And it's such a handy set of dies, especially if you're somebody who isn't good at cutting your cardstock and making sure it's all the right size. Because you've got the perfect basics, you can just do what I've done, cut out loads of card blanks, and then you can have them ready. Your matting and layering is so easy. You don't need a guillotine or your trimmer, just your die cut machine and your cardstock, you're good to go. Now this is your perfect papers as well. This is from a different collection. It had more like really beautiful pink tones in it and things like that, and a coral tone and a deeper purple in that one as well. So I'm just adding a little bit of this onto here. But again, your mats and layers will be perfect because then you've got those perfect edges all the way around. If you do get glue anywhere, do not worry, it dries clear, so again it will make it easy. Now so we got the wrong one. I do apologise. So Louisa's messaged in, and what she said, 30th November, St Andrew's Day. So we got it totally wrong. I am sorry. I'm trying my best. We were close. We were kind of close. So you can see, but thank you, Louise, for putting us straight. That helps a lot because otherwise I'll be telling people it's that day all the time now. So what I've done is taken one of these beautiful, like, I would say like a sprig, and what I've done is I've cut into it because I want to dress this. So behind, then you've got that little bit more detail with this. And I'll be honest with you, these demos I've done for you are off the cuff. It's literally, I opened the boxes, took the bits out, so you can see how easy Carnation Craft dies works well together, you know, with somebody who's not, you know, I've not used this collection before and I've just picked up different pieces. Using a little bit of wet glue for this, so I've got that wiggle room and I can stylize this out a little bit. I can then just add these little dobs of glue with my glue applicator and not worry too much where I'm putting them. So I'm just going to add that in and twist that round a little bit just to make it look like it's curving around the heart. So you can see there, I'm going to add this to the bottom. Poor Bonnie today, bless her, she's had to put up with me. She's used to quiet Lauren. She's had me rattling and going on all day, bless her. So I'm sorry she's had to put up with me today. But we will be at Hobby Maker tomorrow. Oh, it's lovely to have Bonnie with us. So you can see this now is just going to sit onto this. I'm just moving that out a little bit. A little bit of glue gel because I want a little bit of height and dimension. And this then will sit beautifully onto there. And because you've got the double-sided vignettes, when you get your collections, it's going to make it easy for you to decide which way you want to do things. Next up, I got these beautiful little, I think they're lovebirds. Got these lovebirds. Now, I know these aren't designed with this collection, but I thought it works and I wanted to use them. So that's what I've done. So I'm just going to add, again, a little bit of glue gel on here to elevate this and give it height, but you could use the elevate, wouldn't be a problem, you could do that. What I've done as well is cut the second one, I cut the little embellishment bits off because I wanted again to give it that decoupage look. So you can do that. You can curve the wings out a little bit so it looks like they're really leaning in for a cuddle. A little bit of cuddles with each other. So that's really pretty. The pieces that I cut off, we're not wasting them. We are going to glue those in at the bottom so it echoes the shape all the way round. So this is the snippability that you are going to get with all of the Carnation Crafts one. And I love those. You can do that on there as well. So just add in that little bit of detail on there, and that's going to give you that lovely look on there too. So hopefully you can see now everything is connecting to the next piece. So whatever you snip off, don't ever be frightened to, you know, tuck back in as well. Now I've got one of the fantastic frames that comes in your main kit that we've got for you today. So what I'm going to do is just tuck this underneath here using the white. Then we're going to use a little bit of the peach on there. Oh, thank you. We've had lovely Linda. She's messaged in and said, I'm doing a great job standing in. I'll be honest, Linda, a lot of this has had to come together very quickly. Luckily, when I got here, the fantastic Bonnie, bless her. I keep calling you Bonnie. Keep calling her Bonnie. I am so sorry. I am honestly, people who know me know I am rubbish at names. That's why everybody's Jean in my world. This, I'll call her Jean. She's my Jean. This, obviously, you know, they prepped some demos for me, and then I've done these in between when we weren't on air, and everybody's been amazing to help me get everything ready for the show. So thank you so much. It means a lot, because we have to make it work sometimes. When one of us is poorly, we have to all step in and work together, and we do. We come together as a great team. So now you can see, this is the first time I've shown you as well, the mats and layers for the numbers and obviously the dates as well. So you've got those to give it that extra bit of pizzazz. So I thought I'd do this for my lovely producer, Jean. So just wiggle your letters along a little bit and get those level, and then you can have this June 8th, and you can add these, or it could be a scrapbooking page. You could just have this in a little box frame or somebody's special birthday, and it lets you know that you are thinking about them. But you know, you might have somebody called June, I don't know, you might have an Auntie May. You've now got words that you can put onto cards as well. And then all I've got is these little butterflies that we're going to add as well, just to make it look really pretty. And it's been an absolute pleasure mixing and matching all these collections. I love doing this because it really does give you a chance to experiment. So when I hold this up again, you will see June the 8th for my fantastic bunny, who is sat outside helping me with the shows today. And you can see there, obviously, be aware the glue's wet, these may slide, but look how that comes together. Just those little numbers on there. They could go on the inside, could be on a tag. It will give you that beautiful finish to any card or project. But this has been a fantastic deal that we have brought to you today for $44.99. It's absolutely great to have something, you know, quite unique. Obviously, it's personalisable for lots and lots of different projects, and it's something we perhaps kind of skate over sometimes. Having an A4 size set with the months on, you're not buying them separately. You get the months and you get the dates. We're also getting the frames with all the different layers in there as well. So even that one alone, you've got 1, 2, 3, you've got 4 layers on that one, 4 on that one, and then you've got the circle ones as well. Everything is sized for perfection, as always. You've also got the extra sentiment in there, enjoy your day, and that will look fabulous. If you want to as well, that actually you can sit on there and that will work. But you know, when you're cutting your letters out, do remember you can use the waste. As I was showing you earlier, if you just die cut it, you can use that, and then you could use that as a stencil. You know, you could have the letters, you know, for a kid's card or something like that. But you could do that as an event. So I've used the waste. So there is no waste with this kit. It's great. So that's that bit. Then you've got your numbers that come with this, and you've got the and the ends and the it's. You've got all of those that then you can add. You can put them on the circle like this one, like we did before, to show you, so you can elevate it and add them onto there. But also, if you're just wanting to use it with the mats and layers, you don't have to use the circle. You've also got the mat and layer to give it depth. So when you're adding them onto your cards or your projects, this will come to life. It's a lovely, stunning collection with that as well. And you've really, really enjoyed seeing what we can do with it. But I know you could add this to bunting. It looked great for bunting. If you're doing fetes or events and things like that, you might be doing a charity ball. How fabulous now to make your invitations, and you can put the date on it, the month and the date. It will work for you. Or special like this, 4th of July, special events, special dates. Look at that. That is just a showstopper. And the special dates, it could be a new baby, it could be a wedding or something like that. It could even be a divorce party, because they have loads of them now. I'm just saying. So you could have, you know, I can't even remember the date I actually got married now, but you know, on my divorce party, I would have loved it. You know what I mean? You've got all of those there. I am sorry, I am only jesting out there. Please don't get upset, people. But look at this. Save the date. That is just pure luxury right there, with those gold, and because of obviously the dies, they've got that embossed edge on it as well, so they don't just look flat, they've got that detail to them. They look like an expensive font that's been used, which will elevate your cards and your projects. And with this, you know, special dates, you might be having St. Patrick's Day, it might be the 1st of March, you know, like our lovely Laura, bless her, from Wales. You know, so they do obviously with the daffodils in Wales and things like that. So again, I could personalise it for our Laura. I could make her a get well soon card as well, bless her. Now with this one, November, it is St. Andrew's Day. Just shows I'm not up on my dates, but that's St. Andrew's Day. There's me. It's not Hogmanay, St. Patrick's Day. I do apologise. Then look at this one. That alone as a keepsake box lid, something like that. You know, like, so you could keep like your, you know, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. You could actually keep little keepsakes in a box with that as a lid. That in a box frame. It's something for a fantastic couple, because I know Carnation Crafts have done the Mr. and Mrs. and the bridal collections. They've done all those. Add in the dating. If you've got the couple with the, you know, the bride and the groom on, you can now add the date and make them a beautiful box frame gift. So lovely to have all of those. But don't forget, the special price is only available to midnight. After that, the price will go up. Everything is on the website. When you're over there, please do have a perusal through. You'd be surprised how many other fabulous things are on there. Obviously, there is the downloadable section with your vignettes, your backing papers in there, all your perfect papers and adhesives are on there. But if you are wanting to get the enjoy your day, which honestly it really will when you are card making or scrapbooking with this is going to be fantastic. Massive thank you to everybody for today here at Carnation Crafts. You at home, obviously, for watching, or even if you're at work or on the bus, thank you for watching us today. And Laura, hope you get well soon. But a big thank you from me, and I'll see you tomorrow at Hobby Maker.